Good afternoon, everyone. This is Margaret coming to you with another video. Now I'll just get straight to the point. Now the point of this video is a part two of a video I made a couple of weeks ago about why January can be so challenging. Yes, why January is so challenging, can be challenging. So this is part two. Now, I had mentioned in the video that anyone that has any other idea about the January month, why it is so challenging, should just drop it into the, what do you call it there, that section there, into the comment section. Yes, the comment, the famous comment section. So someone dropped an idea in there that I totally did mention in the first video, and it's a very important one. What the person said that in the winter time, starting from January at least, she had to struggle to put in some vitamin D, and that's the sunlight. She has to really make a big effort to get some sunlight, because if we do get sunlight or sunshine, it's only for a short while and it's gone. It doesn't linger around in the winter time. In the winter time, it is so dark, and we have to have lights on, sometimes right around the clock. Yes, we got to put lights on just to be able to see, because the whole place is dark. You would see 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock, and it's so dark you think it's midnight. So we have to really make an effort to put in that vitamin D, which is very important for the bones and for the calcium. Doctor usually recommended that we do take a supplement. If we can't get a good supply in food, we have to end up getting supplement, vitamin D supplement. Yes, folks. So that's one of the most important part of it, is the sunlight. And this is why I noticed that people would go away uh, from Canada in the winter time, and they would spend all the winter months in the sunshine states. For example, they would go to Florida, which has a lot of sunlight, and they would spend all winter long in Florida. We call them the snowbirds. Yes, in Canada we label them the snowbirds. The snowbirds would take off, and we have natural snowbirds that will take, even them have the sense to know that they can take off in the winter and they go away. You see a whole bunch of them flying around. The leader would lead the way, and they find their way to the States, and they would come back after the winter. Birds do that, called the snowbirds. So the humans, they label themselves as snowbirds as well. So, folks, it's very important to get the vitamin D and a daily supplement. For example, I think it's a couple of years ago when was a little sick, had a thing on my cheek here, and the doctors run some tests at the hospital to find out what it was, and I end up did a lot of blood tests, lots of vials of blood for them to run all kind of tests. So she came up with the idea that I was in deficiency of vitamin D. Yes, folks, vitamin D. So she recommended vitamin D. So if you can see it, vitamin D, vitamin D3. And so what she recommended was that I should take 2 tablets, very small tablets, in the winter time and one in the summer. So I would catch up on my deficiency. So what the deficiency does, the vitamin D deficiency, is that bones. You just feel so much pain in your bones and in your joints and the muscles. Yes, it does affect the muscles too. So especially the elderly people, they have to take supplement, because I don't believe that we can eat enough. We can eat enough food to supply us with vitamin D and calcium, and for iron tablets too for the energy. So I get this little one that I take one a day. I can take 2 a day if I wish, but I only take one a day, and it gives me a little extra energy. So these are the kind of things that we have to do in the winter time to keep up with healthy bones and healthy everything, so that we can at least move around uh, free of pain, because these muscles, they get so uh, terrible. They get terrible. Pain in the muscles and you can't barely move, or you got muscle contracts and you can't move, you're crooked up, can't move. So we have to do this to keep ourselves healthy. So these are some of the stuff that we go through in the winter time in Canada and maybe other cold countries, but I'm really focusing on Canada. And we're talking about the challenges that we have to go through. And this was one important one that was left off: vitamin D supplement to replace the sunlight and the sunshine. Yes, in our bodies. If we can't get it naturally through the foods that we eat, we have to do the supplement, take the supplement to keep us going. Vitamin D3. So that's the one I take. You have the one, but my doctor had recommended the three. B3, D3, vitamin D3. So that's what I've been doing, folks. Sometimes I don't even remember to take it because I have other medication that I take for high blood pressure medication and so on. So sometimes I don't remember. But also the foods that we eat, we can eat foods that are high in vitamin D. And I know fish is good, and beef liver is good too, to give us extra vitamin D, and cheese and milk and those things for calcium, because the bones need the calcium also. Bones and muscles. So these are related to bones and muscles. Yeah, those are very important to have. To have strength in the bones and in the muscles, because sometimes our muscles don't work and the bones don't work, and we would be just walking, naturally, and the next thing you know, we tumble down and we break something. But usually they say that when you fall is because sometimes you kind of uh, something give out, either the muscles or the bones give out, and then you fall. And then when you fall, then you actually break something. But it's actually happened before you fall. Not that you fall, and because of the fall, you break something. Something happens before you fall. And that's why you fall, because the muscles probably gave up, or the bones give in, and you just fall. So elderly people have to be very careful, especially walking out there on that ice. They can easily slip and then fall on the ice, that hard ice, and then they'll break something. Break a hip, or break a leg, or break um, fracture the joints. So it's very important, folks. So we, in the winter time, we elderly people, we try to stay away from the slippery roads, so we don't fall and hurt ourselves. Because it's funny, folks, in the winter time, when winter is over, you see so many people walking with crutches. They fell on the ice out there, young people, but they just think they're big and strong, so they just walk out and walk and don't realize that the snow covered over the ice, and when they go stepping like they're big giants, they just fall. And some of them easily break something. So when the winter is over, you see so many of them walking around with crutches, or walking with a cane, or the legs are in cast. And you say, what happened to you? Oh, I fall on the ice the last time. The winter, what do you call it? The snowstorm. I fell on the ice. Oh. And you would be surprised, because you think that would be just the elderly people that are slipping and falling. But a lot of young people do slip and fall, because they think they're unstoppable. So, and they cannot be touched by freezing temperatures and ice and all this thing. So they take chances. So that's what usually happens. They take chances, and then they find out that The winter is no respecter of persons. Anybody can fall. Anybody can have an accident during the winter time. So this is what I brought to you back, folks, to let you know that I had left out the most important part of it is that the sunlight for our health. And so I come back today to add this to my part of my video that I did the last time. And this will be part 2. So I will put it up there in the description, part 2 of why January can be a challenging month. So folks, again, if there's anything that you'd like to add to this, you can put it into the comment section, and I will continue with this series of why January can be such a challenging month. Yes. So thank you for watching, and I hope that this will be of some interest to you folks, and keep on eating the good foods that will help restore the bones and the muscles, because those are the two things that we need the most to walk around and to be able to move freely without falling and slipping. Yes, folks, we need to stay healthy. And the one thing that I almost forget to mention too, the vitamin D deficiency. You can look it up. You can Google it up. People can also get depressed. Yes, it can change in the mood swings because they're lacking of deficiency in vitamin D, and it can lead to depression. Yes, they get into mood swings and they get into depression because they're lacking that special vitamin. So that's something you can Google, folks, and find out for yourself about getting the natural vitamin D from the foods that we eat. Yes, that will help us a lot to stay healthy, stay strong, keep our bones strong. Lots of milk if you can tolerate it. So some people are lactose intolerant. That means they cannot handle the milk. I was like that, and I stay away from the milk. But I use condensed milk, and I use the Coronation milk. That doesn't seem to bother me. But the cow's milk, a long time ago, I used to have trouble digesting that. So I stick with a lot of cheese and yogurt and anything else that is give a lot of calcium. Spinach. I'm so tired of spinach, folks. I eat spinach till I'm tired. I'm so tired of it. Sometimes I buy it and I have it put down there. I stick it in the freezer so it wouldn't go bad, but I'm just so tired of it. So maybe next time I will try to blend it, put it in juice, because I eat so much spinach because I know it's good for the calcium, bones, and everything else. So folks, I hope this video was of interest, and I'll come back with another video. If you come up with anything that you can put into the comment section, I will continue with this very important series of why January can be such a challenging month. A matter of fact, the whole winter from January go down to till March, till the winter is over. Very challenging for us abroad, overseas, that has to go through this terrible winter where you have lack of sunshine. Lack of sunshine, folks. It's so dark. So we definitely have to supplement the vitamin D so we get the sunlight, and try and eat as much as we can eat, foods that are high in vitamin D. Have a wonderful day. Stay blessed, folks, and I'll be back with another video.